Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm Teresa with Keep in Touch Crafts, and I'm very late, and I apologize to you. And many of you watch me also on Facebook, so I'm going to be having to upload this later. I was not able to get my multi-streaming to work tonight. It just kept failing on me over and over, so that's kind of why I'm so late. But we will get the show on the road regardless, so I apologize for that. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Oak Grove, Minnesota, and my business is Keep in Touch Crafts. So we are going to be doing a crafting class tonight, and I'm just going to show you a fold that you can use to make your own focal point for a card, or you can even use it for home decor or a lot of other things, gift wrapping as well. We're going to be using just some designer series paper, and we need 8 circles that are all the same, and then you fold them in a way to make kind of a flower, and that flower can be the focal point of your project. And it's very versatile. You can kind of use whatever paper you have, whatever colors you want to use for your decor, your card, your whatever you're using. So I'm going to be showing you a few examples tonight, and then you can try it on all different types of paper and different sizes and colors and that kind of thing. One thing I'm going to talk a little bit about is that Stampin' Up! Gets a new set of colors in every year. We switch it up, and our new catalog comes out in June. I know that's far away, but for those of us who are demonstrators and those of us who do a lot of crafting with our lovely Stampin' Up! Products, we know that we have 5 colors that are going to be leaving soon, and they're going to be going out with this catalog that's going to be ending at the end of May. And the 5 colors, I'll be showing you those, and one of them tonight I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. It's just a blue that is one of my all-time favorites, because blue's my favorite color anyways. But I'm just going to be bummed when that color is gone. They always come in with 5 new colors, and that helps keep everything fresh and up to date and up with the times, and so they're really good about that. So I'll be showing you those colors, and we'll be talking about that in the next few weeks too, but I'm going to be showcasing the Misty Moonlight tonight. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I'm sorry I didn't think to do a project in green. That's what I should have done. We have a greenish color going out, and it's just jade. I should have done it in green. Huh. Oh well. When you're catching this on the replay, it may be different time of year anyways, right? And this is a very flexible project that you can adapt for whatever time of year it happens to be. So let's put the camera down and get the show on the road, okay? All right, so we are going to go down to, where is my, oh great, I suppose my camera isn't even on now. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can, it booted off my other camera. So I'm going to try to get that to work. What are the chances, huh? Oh goodness, I think I'm getting it. This is one of those days. Technology's not my friend tonight. I don't know if there's issues on Facebook. There may be, because I keep trying to get on there, and it kept booting me off and making me trying to log in, and I never have to do that. I tried on a couple devices, but yeah, there we go. That wasn't working. So, all right, we'll make this work. So go ahead and, well, this is the colors that are going to be retiring. We happen to have a grid paper that we had gotten when these came out. I'm trying to get my, there we go, that's better. So we have a bumblebee and a polish, no, is this polish pink? Oh goodness. Oh, I should know, you guys. We have cinnamon cider, just jade, misty moonlight. And yeah, it's actually the, I think, Magenta Madness. Yeah, Magenta Madness is the pink. So Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, Just Jade, and Misty Moonlight and Cinnamon Cider are the colors that we're going to have leaving our collection. And the thing about Stampin' Up! Is everything coordinates. So we have paper, ribbon, ink, all kinds of things, blends and everything that coordinate. So when those go out, we're going to have to stop using most of those. Look at this lovely, isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, that is the Dahlia fold that I'm going to be showing you how to do. You can make it whatever size you want, and I'm going to be showing you, this is an easel card. It just pops up like this, and it can stand up on your desk or your surface here, and somebody can display it that way. And that fold is just really fun and easy to do, but yet kind of a wow front or a focal point for a card. I even made some other sizes I'll show you later that are larger and some that are smaller for different purposes. So how do you make it? All right, it's simple. One thing you're going to need is 8 circles of the same paper, and you want them two-sided because you see both sides show. This paper originally was white, and it's our Simply Elegant paper, I think it was, and I just took some of our blender pens and I just brushed on some of this Highland Heather color to make it go along with the card base that I'm using and the ribbon, that kind of thing. And it's just that real monochromatic look, and that's kind of what I'm going to be doing with the blue one as well tonight. So this is what you need to make this project. You are going to need 8 of the same size circles, and this is two-sided paper. We have these sets of paper that have a pattern on them, and we have them in like every color. So this is the Misty Moonlight set, and you can see that I keep them in, I have about every color under the sun here, and you can see through all the different papers, and this way everything coordinates. You can see I've used a lot of it, and you just can have a lot of options for this paper, and we do have this in our annual catalog. I'll show you kind of about how those colors work that I'm talking about here. And I'm going to grab our annual catalog. This is the catalog that is good until, gosh, I said June. What am I thinking? It's May. This goes through April. So this catalog is going to be, we're going to get a new one in May. So I was off a month. Sorry about that. We've been changing it this last few years, so that wasn't good. On page 123 at the bottom, these are all of our color families that we have, and I'm trying to show you here. Here are our in color collections. We have a 21 to 23, and then we have a 2020 to 22. So each of these families stayed for 2 years. This is the one that's leaving us. This is the Misty Moonlight I was talking to you about. So this is our color families, and these colors are going to be going out. So anything that we have will more than likely be heading out at the end of May, and we'll be announcing more information about that soon. But here on page 134 of the annual catalog, I'm showing you those papers I was talking about in case that's something that you're interested in. They come in all the different color families so that you have coordinated designer series paper that goes along with your inks and paper and everything. I also wanted to show you this is some of the paper I might be using some of that here in a bit, and it's called, let's see, number 3 is our Rainbow Glimmer paper, and that is beautiful, and it does have some of this blue in it, which I'll show you. So I just wanted to show you where that was found in our catalog. And also just a reminder that in March here, until the end of March, it's almost done, but you can get some savings if you're interested in doing more die cutting at home. You can get our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for that is on sale. Instead of $60, it's $48, so that's a good deal. And we also have some bundles, which a bundle is a stamp set and the dies. Those bundles we have some discounted ones, some of them that came back that we hadn't had for a while, but those are all bundles that can work in this mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, because it only has you can only take about 3 or so inches wide of the plates, and everything are that wide, so you can't use a wide die for that because they're too large to go through. But look at all these choices that we actually have that you can use for that smaller, the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and all of these are discounted as well. So if you're looking at maybe starting and trying some die cutting, this is a great way to give it a try at a little bit less cost to you. So if you're interested in that, let me know. That just goes on in March here. All right, so I'm going to be pulling in some of my things that I need for this project. And this is kind of a busy background. I don't want to do it on the blue. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So what we're going to do is fold these all the same. So that can be a little tedious, but I'm going to kind of explain it while I do it so that you can work on it at home or at the same time. But what I'm doing is I punched out, I have an old punch that we don't have anymore, but it's a 2-inch punch, and I punched out 8 circles. And there are 2 different sides here. You can use any kind of paper that you happen to have. If it's white on one side and colored on the other, it would just know that that will show. You could color that white side as well, so doesn't mean you can't use it. So you want to start with folding, and you need, one thing in my opinion you would need is if you have a bone folder, that is going to help a lot because you're going to be doing a lot of folding. It's almost like origami or something where you're folding a lot. So you start off by, you don't have to do them all, each step individually before. You can fold each of these one at a, completely one at a time. It just depends on how you like to do it. So I'm just going to kind of show you these steps one at a time for each of these, just so that you kind of get a few chances to see kind of how it's going, and give you a few chances maybe to try it also with me, a little time with each step. Again, you can do them all exactly the same, or you could even do 4 one way and 4 another, so that each of the petals are different. But just to keep it simple, I am going to do them all the same, and I'm just folding them in half. If you have a scoreboard, you could score in the middle and fold it if you like doing that better. Hopefully you can see this okay. Maybe what I'll do is try to, well, you know what folding a circle in half is, right? You're just folding it in half, I know. All right, so my lovely beat up hands, don't mind that. I'm not someone who can grow fingernails that look really nice, so mine just never do. I am, I'm not going to be able to be fancy. Sorry about that. All right, that is the first fold. Then you're going to do the same thing, only you're going to go fold that in half. So you're basically folding it into fourths. All right, let's do that on the rest of them. And what's nice is this is the kind of thing that you can do where you don't have to like focus a lot. Once you kind of get the fold down, you can do other things. You can have a video on, or you can have an audio book or a podcast going, and you can be doing this at the same time because it's just sort of simple. Actually, it's not hard. It starts out with just basic folds. None of them are hard, but you just have to kind of just get to know and try to be precise if you can, because if you have them all different, it's not going to look as uniform, and that isn't ideal, of course. All right. I am going to put these all on a card too, the same card that I showed, that easel card. I have some of that prepped ahead so that we can just kind of put it together basically, but I'll explain kind of how excuse me, how that fold and that card goes together as well. All right, one more here. I'll just put it in a little closer, see if that helps. I don't want to be so close that it's annoying, but I want you to be able to kind of see what I'm doing. You could probably see better than I can. All right, you're opening it up. Then you are going to basically, you're going to be taking, and we're going to fold from point to point. You're just going to fold a straight line and a straight line. And what I mean by that is take any 2, I kind of think of it like a pie, right? This is a pie slice. 2 of them that are side by side, and you're going to be folding up this this edge here, and think of it as a straight line from one line to the next, so that the edge of your fold it goes right to the line here. So you go from fold to fold. You're just folding that little bit up, and this is going to be part of the petal. So the more that, now this is probably the kind of a tedious part because you don't have anything exact that you're measuring it or folding on. It's just you are trying to get it as straight of a line, point to point. Like that doesn't make an exact point there. So just take your time with it. Some people prefer to, when they do this, they prefer to score it. So they put it on a scoreboard and they score it like this and score it like this. But we don't always have scoreboards, right? So I wanted to show you that it can be done just as fine, just as well. If I could see better, it would help because I'm not at the right angle. There's one, and here's another. It was a lot. Like what I normally do is like stick my head right over it. Make sure that I'm making nice, uniform, straight folds. But I don't want to get in the way here. And just do them all the same. So we're doing it, oh, these aren't the same. I did them separate or different. Oh, goodness. It's the day, I tell you. Trying to get this done at a decent amount of time, too, so I don't have to keep you up all night. But it's, here I was telling you how you don't have to think, and then I do that, right? Oh, gosh. That figures. All right, so I know a lot of you kind of picked this up on the replay later on, and thank you so much for watching. And if you want to share or put some comments, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you've tried it. If you want to show any of your projects, I would love to see them. This is the fun of crafting, where you can just see what other people come up with. It's like we all feed off of each other's ideas and change things, make it our own, and it's just a lot of fun and very therapeutic. At least for me it is. I don't know, it's my regrouping time, I think. At the end of the day, I regroup in my craft room. Okay, it's not as fun to watch, I know. I'm doing the same thing each time. But hopefully you're doing okay. I'm just seeing if I have anything that I'm missing here. All right. I'm only on YouTube, so that's right. Alrighty here. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted, and I am just checking things. All right, guys, so I'm going to keep going. Folding with the flower side up. You can work on your project and decide which way you want to do it too. There's which side do you want to show more of. So they both sides show. It just depends on how much you want to show. Part of it is the inside petal in the back, so you can see the part that you fold up, that part is here and shows back here, and then the part like this this floral part here is going to be where this colored metallic part is on this one. Sorry, can you even see? Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going on this. I'm going to keep getting this done. I'm having my floral side up and just turning this edge up from corner to corner. Doesn't matter which two I'm doing, just so they're right next to each other. And then once you kind of get it where you want it, then it's good to use your bone folder and make a nice crisp fold with that. This one got a little bit further. So if you used a scoring board or a scoring tool, let me show you how that would go. You would need only this scoring blade. Don't use the cutting blade, that would be a bummer. So you place your circle on here and you're thinking point to point. And you're just putting that point from one point to the other point in this track here. And then you're just going to do a real light score, very light. And then you would do the same thing on this other section. And it just kind of gets that score nice. And I'll show you what it kind of does. I don't know if you can see it. Where are you? Hello. There we go. Okay, do you see I just scored it, and then that's going to fold it up, and it's probably going to make it a little bit more exact, maybe, how you want it. So that's the other way you can do it. If you have a scoring blade or a scoring board, this is our trimmer has a scoring blade on it. So that is another way to do it. But I wanted to show you that you didn't have to do it that way, that you can do it just by folding and scoring with your bone folder. Okay, so that's the other one. And there's only going to be one more fold left, and then we assemble. Okay, so we'll give that a little bit of a press. Now the next thing you're going to do is, you can see how it is folded in the center. We're going to fold it. What I did was flipped it over. Then you're going to bring this edge to the center of this back side then. So it's not very easy to do holding it. We are bringing that to the center, and then this to the center. And you just kind of want to match those up and kind of get them nice and together and give that a nice press. And this is one of the petals then. You can see how that looks. Okay. And this is the back, which we'll be assembling it on the back, but that's how each one is going to look. So you can, if you're doing this along with me, we will finish these by, again, you flip it over and bring up each side to the center. Might need to give it a little encouragement sometimes with that bone folder. You might want to kind of flip this out too, so that it's not trying to fold all of that, and it kind of has it going where you want it. This one isn't matching up very well, but it won't really show that much. I mean, you do want it, you want to try to get it as precise as you can without making yourself, you know, go crazy. Depends on what equipment you have and that kind of thing too. So just take your time with it, and if you kind of lose where it's at, if you lift it up a little bit, then you can find that center piece, that center point, and then repeat on this back side. All right, whoops. All right, and flip it over, fold it back. We could probably make a song. We're making a flower. It's, oh, I was going to tell you, it was funny because I was working on that Highland Heather, which is that purple one that I just did. I was working on that that project there the other day, and you know, last week I wasn't here because I had some oral surgery done, and I just was not doing well. And it was funny because my husband brought me home some flowers. He was so sweet, and he felt bad for me, and he knew I was not having a good day, and he brought me flowers, and he said, look at this one, see that pretty flower? It was like whites and pinks and purples, and he said, this was a dahlia. And he did not know that I was working on this dahlia fold, and it was even the same color as this. It was white and purple, and it was a real dahlia in this bouquet of flowers that he brought me. It was so funny, and then I told him about what I was making, and that was really small world, huh? Oh gosh, did I go over too far? Kinda. All right. Now again, when you're doing this, and when I'm normally doing this, you're at a different angle. I'm trying to do this out in front of me, so I'm not able to be over it to really be lining things up as carefully as I normally would. So when you do this, you're going to be doing a better job than I am right now, because you'll be right over your project and be able to see exactly where you're going. So don't mind me if this is a little off, because I am not right over it. Okay, almost done with our petals. Okay, I think we're getting there. Ooh, I just hurt that little guy a little bit. Not the best fold. Oh, I do have one more. Sorry, guys. I almost missed this stray. Okay. All right. Now, how do you make this into a flower, right? Okay. So get yourself a nice sturdy round circle. It's not going to show, so it doesn't really matter too much like what color it is, but just make sure it's really sturdy. And I have one here. I was just going to use a basic white one. This is white. It's just, it doesn't really matter that much, but we are going to be adhering this onto here. But one thing I have found that when we're putting this together like this is what we're doing. We're just matching that up side by side. I've really found that I like to do it upside down better. And that allows me to do a better job matching up these pieces as I'm putting them together, because you're just going to be placing them side by side. But if you're doing it this way, you can't always see exactly where you're going. So what I like to do is just fit, like, you want to make sure that this front petal piece kind of fits into that one, you know, so that they're not fighting against each other, that they kind of tuck together a little bit. And you're going to be just getting these two that are side by side. Whoops. You're going to be putting them together like this. But this one has a little funny piece here. It's not really joining the best. So I'm going to see how I want to do that. Maybe I'll do it. Okay. So what I usually do is just use a little bit of just Scotch tape. And I'm starting off by putting this one in here. And I'm just going to tape it together on this back side. It's not pretty, not perfect, you know, that kind of thing. But that's okay, because we're going to be adjusting it and we're going to be working with it a little bit more. And we're going to be putting it onto this piece. But it works pretty well just to do it from the back, to set them side by side. And then just kind of tape it together with a little piece of Scotch tape to hold it into place. And work your way around. This is the back. Just get them right by each other. I should show you guys this. I don't know if you can see it. This is going to be hard. I have this, I found this tape dispenser. I use a lot of tape, it seems like, and it just clips right on your table, and it can pivot however, wherever you want it. So like if you put it over here, you can move it this way or that way. This is like the handiest tool I've found in a long time, because I just use a lot of tape. So nice. It's just right there, ready to go all the time. I don't have to dig it out. And I can take it with me if I'm going to be doing a project in another area. Of course, this one isn't going together. Just, you want to keep that center nice and close together. Whoopsie. And this isn't pretty on the back. No one's going to see that, but it just makes it for a much more uniform project. I don't know how good I'm doing here. But this last one, we'll just tuck right in that space right there. And we'll be able to kind of wiggle that around to make it just fit really nice. Okay, so you wouldn't think that it would be that easy. Now this isn't perfect, So like some of it's sticking out a little more, but it really does kind of just go away. I am going to adhere that onto here. I think I'm just going to use some seal. And I'm actually going to put the seal on this so that it doesn't, so I'm not trying to tape and pull around on my sample here, on my actual piece. Doesn't even matter that much if it's exactly in the middle, but if you just kind of go like so, press it down, and then your focal point is just about ready. One thing that I have found that looks kind of nice is if you just kind of take your bone folder, stick it kind of in between here and kind of fluff it up a little bit. If you have some pieces, you can move those around and get them kind of matched up a little better. And then you can decide how you want to decorate it, and you can put it on your project. So we're going to do that next. Okay. I'm going to bring in the pieces that I'm going to use for this one. I used some of my, I'm going to tell you, I did Elegantly Said was the stamp set that I used because I wanted to say happy birthday. Where are you? Wishing you a wonderful birthday. That's one I used for it. And I stamped it on some of that paper I was telling you about that we have. And it is called Ombre Specialty Paper. And part of it is a blue. We have a blue on there, so I just used it on this lighter end. And I punched that out. And I was able to stamp on this. I didn't know if that would work very well. But again, this Ombre Specialty Paper comes in all kinds of colors. It's just gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to go out a little bit. Sorry. Then you just make sure you can see everything okay. But again, that was the Ombre Specialty Paper. You can see it's ombre because then you can pick what tone you're wanting for your project and that kind of thing. Of course, I wanted the blue. And so I was able to stamp on that, and then I punched out from our silver foil. And actually, I used the foil that was in our Waves of the Ocean paper set that we just got recently. And that is going to be our little stopper for our easel. Okay, and I did put dimensionals on the back. That's pretty important. Make sure your dimensionals are on the back of your piece. Okay, then let's pull in the pieces we need. What we need is for your card base, I used that Misty Moonlight. You can see that, it's right there. And it is 4 1/4 by 11, so it's a half sheet of our cardstock. And we scored it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. And now this is a Z fold. Actually, I didn't want to do it that way, did I? I wanted to go this way. You can go either direction. I mean, it doesn't hurt it to do that. So what I'm going to do then is it's going to pop up like so. Okay? This is going to be the front. This is going to be the inside. So now on the inside, I'm just going to use some of this coordinating designer series paper that we have that we use to actually make the flower. This is going to be totally blue, tone on tone. I don't normally do so much tone on tone, but I just love this color. I thought I'm going to do it. I know it's a bit much, but I'm a blue. I just love this blue. So I decided to go to town with it, as they used to say. 4 by 5 1/4 is this designer series paper layer size. And it's just your standard size for our paper that we have for the most part. All right, then I wanted to show you, we do have doilies too that come in this color, so that could be pretty on there. What I want to do is get, actually I wanted to put a piece of designer series paper on this piece as well. It looks like a lot of plaid right there, but once this gets on here, I think, I'm going to maybe leave it plain. I don't know. Maybe not digging it as much now. Changing my mind. I feel like I need something, but we'll break it up somehow here. I'm going to not put anything on here. I had originally gotten this cut out, and now I'm just second guessing myself on it. because it was a bit much. Okay, like that. I just feel like it's too monochromatic. So I'm gonna just, I don't know. I don't normally do that. Usually I kind of like it the way I had planned. And then, so what I'm gonna do next is adhere our, I'm gonna leave this plain on the bottom there. I'm going to adhere the 1/2 of this. I'm on one of the straight across areas. The seams is going to go onto right around this area. You'll see what I mean. I can't explain it sometimes. I can just do it. So we're putting some of this, but this is going to go onto here, but I don't want it to go beyond this part. So I know that I want to put it right there on that fold, and I want to make sure I'm putting this on right. So I want to line up there, okay? And it's only getting the bottom half adhered on to this portion, okay? Like that. And it'll be easel like so. And make sure we don't have anything sticking where it shouldn't. If you do get adhesive on a part that you don't want it to be sticky, but yet you did it, like if the adhesive is showing, then you can put a little, we have a anti-static pad that we have that has some powder in it, and then you can put that powder on it, or you can just cover it up like this, and that's what I'm going to do. I am going to cover up the back so it looks prettier and covers it up with this doily, and that is going to just totally, for the most part, kind of hide some of the taping and all that other stuff. And then that can just go like so, okay? And this will just go up like this, okay? All right, so now we kind of want this centerpiece gussied up a little bit, as they used to say. You can use another circle. You can use some little gems, rhinestones. What I like is these, we don't have these anymore, so I'm sorry about that, but I love that on there. Let's see, we do have, I was hoping we do have some flowers, depending on what you're using. Like if you would have been using maybe an alternate color, then that would look cute here. We could put a little pink on there and use that as kind of a contrast color. That would be another option. You could make, cut something out of your silver foil or the blue, but I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this. It's retired, and so we don't have it anymore, but whatever you can find, you can use that as your little embellishment in the center. Whatever you happen to have. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so now we got to determine where we want our stopper to go. And before I put this on, though, I did kind of play around a little bit with some dies that we have, and I'm gonna see if this would look at all good on here. This is, we have a die that's called, it's for slimline cards, and I'll show you how it looks. It comes with a couple of large dies. Aren't these huge? These are, in case you're wondering, they do work on that small Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that's on sale right now. They are about 3 1/4 wide by a little over, I would say it's about 8 3/8 long. So these help you make cards that go in the in that business size of an envelope, like I think they call it a number 10 envelope. And you know, you can use it for other things too. You can also, it cuts out dies for this kind of a pattern, and you can see that it cuts all of those out for you, and you can use it for other things as well, but what it's meant for are like fronts of a slimline card. It also cuts, you can use this for the envelope or the edge of a paper project. Lots of different things you can do with these, but these make some really cool edge cuts. So one of them is just kind of a stitched, and then this one is kind of more that rounded kind of a, I don't know, looks like clouds to me, but I just wanted to show you what those look like. I'm not using those today, but I have plans of doing that in the future. What I did today though was I took this one, and you can see I cut out a couple of different colors here. I used our silver foil and our ombre paper. So these are just barely held together. They're going to come right apart. I put these through the die cutter, and isn't that gorgeous? I love this. I just put some purple tape on the back, and this is like super light tack. And I did that because I wanted it to hold together so that you can decide. You can use just this small portion like this. You can see that kind of, right? You could put that on your project, or maybe you would just want to use these inside pieces, just the shape like this. You could just put those on, or you can kind of mix and match. You can use the outside of one, the inside of another. You could put these to be different colors. There's so much you can do with this. I've started playing with it. I haven't gotten to use it a lot. Even just this edge. You could just use this little edge on something, and I thought that it in itself is really pretty. And so this is the die set that I thought would look really pretty with this type of a card that I'm doing. Here is how it looks on the ombre paper too. You can see, oh gosh, isn't that pretty? It's real glittery, but it's not the kind of glitter that comes off. It's just right on there, really tough. It's kind of just, it's glittery, but not flaky. It doesn't flake off. So again, you could decide what you want to use. Do you want to use the inside, the outside? Lots of little pieces here, and that's again why I do have it on. This purple tape is on the back just to hold it together while I'm deciding how I want to use it. One thing I did not do on this one that I did on this was I did add sticker paper, or our adhesive sheet on the back of this foil, so that when I take this off, it'll already have adhesive on it. So that is going to be very nice. So how do we put this on our project? It can go as a border. I mean, there's so much this can do, and this is way more than I can ever use on this project, but I just thought this would go nicely together, and you can see it wants to fall apart because it really has a lot of intricate pieces. But since I believe this is the one that I have adhesive sheets on the back of it, so I think I might just pull up this portion of it, very subtle and small. It's not gonna like take over my whole project, but I thought that might look kind of pretty on the bottom down here. It would look really nice on here. I could even just do a piece of it on this portion. Lots that you can do. You just got to use your imagination with this, because like my wheels are spinning. I love this look. I think it's so pretty. And you can use the blue, you can use silver together. Oh, so many choices. How do you decide, right? So this is something I'm going to be playing with a lot of here in the future, but tonight I just want to pull in a little bit of it just to put it on our project so that we can have a little bit of an idea of how this piece can look. Now I think I would maybe like to put it on the bottom of this, and I'm going to try to sneak it underneath of this little layer here so that it doesn't take away from that. And then I want it kind of centered. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adhere it on there and then trim it. I don't need it to be, of course, this long, so I'm going to take off some of it here so I kind of have it a little closer to the right length, but I'll trim it on once I get it adhered. So now the next part is going to be to get some of this adhesive backing off and see how that works. Make sure that that is going to work really well for us to be able to, where's my take your pick tool? I probably put it somewhere. Yeah. So I'm going to have to try to do it without it. Oh, I'm so spoiled with my take your pick tool. Oh, that came right off. Yay. So what I'm doing is, see how this is on here, and that's making it sticky now. You know how hard that is to get glue on? Even if it's liquid glue and you're tapping it on there, it's kind of hard to get it onto smaller pieces like this. So this is really helpful just to have that already done. And we are going to scoot this underneath, hopefully. Come on, there we go. And I want it to be centered. I think that's close. How's it looking? All right, pretty close. And then I'm going to trim it down in the back here. Sure I am. Okay, and a little more. I got to wrap it up here soon, you guys. We have a meeting tonight yet. Goodness. Okay, so I think that really is pretty. It brings in that silver foil, the silver that's in the back of this as well. So that is going to dress that up. And then I think I could bring in some more of it, buy it, or I could even just put on some of these pieces. Let's just first get this down where we want it. I don't think I'll go all the way across. So let's just decide where we want this. And it's the happy birthday sentiment, and we're going to want to put it where it'll make this easel card kind of stop where we want. And so I am going to put it about here, and I'm just going to get my head in the way so it's not so crooked. Okay. So then when they get this lovely card, they'll open it up and not really realize, oh, I can stand it up. You can have a message in here. So if that's too dark of an area for you to write on, feel free to put like a lighter panel here. You could do white, or a light gray would go well in this, or a light blue. And you could just put a square of paper in there if you'd like. I wonder if I did that on this one. Yeah, that's what I did on this one on the inside. I just put this square. I used a stamp, our stamp set this stamp is in this stamp set that I showed you earlier. This Elegantly Said, that's what this piece is right here. So that adds kind of a decorative border on to some of this project. And I also had added this ribbon here, made a knot. And it doesn't really show when it's standing up, but it is kind of a nice thing to be able to see when you when it's closed, or folded down like this. So if we wanted to use ribbon, I was going to use a piece of our silver would be pretty, wouldn't it? Do I have silver? But I'm gonna, this denim here, this is our denim ribbon that we have right now. I thought that would work well. And I'm just gonna make a knot. It's not overly matchy-matchy, but it's, pretty close to being, it's in the right family of color, and it's a little bit contrasted, and it should work okay. Okay, how much do I don't know if I like it though. Do I have a silver? We could use this. What do you think? Would that work better? Let's try it. I'm changing my mind right in the middle. Sheesh, I'm very impulsive, aren't I? So I'm going to make a knot with this stuff. It is called our metallic mesh ribbon. And I'm just going to put a little knot up here because it really goes well with this, I think. Changing my mind right in the middle. Hopefully I have enough. I think so. And it can kind of squish down. I'm not going to leave it this wide over our little piece there. I will tuck it behind it and kind of squish it up a little bit. And I'm just going to make a knot. I'm not going to do a bow. Oops, did I do it? I think I could make like 50 bows a day and still mess it up when it comes to my live, right? Okay, so that I'm going to have about there. I'll kind of fuss with it a little bit. and get it kind of a little bit neater and tidier and scrunch it up just a little bit, like so, so it seems more narrow. I might put a little glue dot behind the knot so that it'll stay in place. Now I just need to make it go to the side instead of up and down. Okay, good enough. So when I'm done here, I'll probably take a little bit of a glue dot or something and just train this little ribbon piece, tell it where I want it to go, because I'm the boss, applesauce. And there we are. We could put some little, oh, I know, I was going to use some of the rhinestones too from this, this is also from the Waves stamp set, and, or not stamp set, suite of products that we have out now. I can't talk. And it is gorgeous because it's like all my favorite colors, aquas, blues. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh my goodness, I just love that. And really with this, any of these blues, this one right here seems to be really close to the Misty Moonlight one. So I am gonna use that. And let's take, I'll probably use one large and two small. And so the largest one, I'd like to, I think if you think of it sitting right here, kind of on your, I wouldn't need to do both with the pearls. Pearls would work well as well. Would work well also. I'm lost without my tool. I don't know where I put it. It's bugging me. Sorry guys, I'm just sidetracked here. So let's get this one on here. I'm going to put it down here by this one. And then I'm going to put one more on the front, maybe in the one of these little areas here. I think I'm going to put it right there. Okay. So here's our card with our little medallion that we made, our, what did we call it? A Dahlia fold. And that is going to go like so. And it says, wishing you a wonderful birthday. It's our little bit of, this I'm going to trim off. I forgot to do that. And it shows our ribbon here. And that should be okay. Hopefully you're getting some ideas. So anyways, other than that, here is one that I made. You know, I showed you this one. Here's some retired, you know, the daffodil paper that we had. Look at this one. Oh my goodness, it's huge, isn't it? This is the daffodil paper. I think I did every other one. So I have, you remember this one that we had not that long ago, this pretty daffodil paper? I used large, it's our Encircled in Friendship dies. They're round. And those I used, oh gosh, which side was it? Size. I have these. I'll kind of show you. I used this die that comes in the Encircled in Friendship. And is that what it's called? I think so. Encircled in Beauty. Where did I get Friendship? Oh my. Encircled in Beauty dies. Okay. And this is one that comes in it that is approximately 3 3/4 of an inch in diameter here for the circles. So I made 8 of those. I had 2 different patterns. They both have a similar yellow background on them, but this paper had this pattern. It was like the floral image, and then the actual floral daffodil paper had these kind of squares that were on there, but right side by side, they're very similar. It's from the same paper pack, of course. And same idea, joined together in the back, every other one. And this is pretty big. So those made something that is, where's my, okay, I can do this. It's about 7 inches, approximately a 7-inch in diameter piece when you're done with it. And then this could be the type of thing you could put on a wall almost. Another one, here I'll show you. Here's another one that I made that I put over this other piece that I had made a different time. But this one is a different set of paper, some paper that we have now. Of course, am I going to remember it? I can't. I'll have to find it in our new mini catalog. But that's another one. These are different sizes. You can see the difference here, right? This just sort of made a lacy edge. I thought that was kind of cool. Totally different look depending on what you're going for. You could also use this on a gift, you know, like you could make it a tag to and from. Where's some others? I don't know. I know I had an envelope with some sizes to show you. Depending on what size your circles are, you can make these to be different sizes. So this one had a much smaller, oh boy, that one's not very pretty. First one ever made, not very good. You can see when I tried to just put them together on the white circles without doing it from the back, then I left gaps. It was really hard to do. So I'm showing you my mistakes too, so you don't have to make those. Make it upside down when you're assembling it, and then you're going to have less issues. I think even this one had a lot of issues too. I thought it looked right when I was doing it from the front. I was trying to glue it onto this piece of, glue it onto a circle, but that was rough. It just didn't come together really nice. One nice thing is if you have a piece of paper that's a similar color, it doesn't show some of those gaps as much. But depending on the circles you use, you can see it makes all different sizes. So give that a try. You still always use 8, always fold them the same. You can use whatever size you want behind it on the back to adhere these together. You could, if you don't need it supported, you could just put adhere it onto your front without having that circle in the back of it. You just have it adhered together without the circle, and you could glue the whole thing down if you wanted. But since this is moving like so, I did want it to be have some structure on the back so it wouldn't flop. Okay, we did it. What a mess, but hopefully you get an idea of some ideas that you can do with this Dahlia fold. Oh, sorry for being late again. Hope you're doing well. Have a great night. Let me know how your projects turn out, or if you have any questions, contact me anytime.